Hey guys, I'm here with Mike Harris, US Naval Academy graduate and VP of Operations. So Mike, congratulations. I know you started your job a few weeks ago. And when we started working together earlier in 2020, I really was amazed at how you were able to really embrace the networking process on how to connect with executives. And you made it fun. Can you tell me a little bit how you see networking or versus how you saw networking in the past?
Well, first and foremost, Tom, thank you. Definitely landed my dream job, and I'm having a blast right now. So you mentioned making it fun. Absolutely. Have to have a little bit of fun along the way, or else you're doing something wrong. I really enjoyed the structured approach, focused approach that you taught, and leverage that to reach out to fellow service academy graduates and learn that most graduates are always willing to make time to pay it forward, and really enjoyed setting up Zoom calls to meet with them and really ask advice based on the CareerNerds philosophy, and it worked for me.
So I'm really glad that everything in the process made sense to you. What was the biggest mistake that you probably made before we worked together when you were trying to do networking?
Great question. I would say the biggest mistake that I made before partnering with CareerNerds was really being so long-winded. And you've got to know me along the coaching process too, and I still have a tendency to do it. But you helped me focus, which was just so huge to help take my career to the next level.
You're right. I mean, there's two mistakes I see most of the time. People are very long-winded, but are very me-focused, right? And what was the biggest change you saw when you became less focused on yourself and more focused on the other person? What was the big change you saw in your networking?
I think the first thing is that it just kind of takes the weight off your shoulders a little bit when you just kind of put yourself out there. You ask for advice. The success rate on LinkedIn just skyrocketed. Just keeping it short and simple. Can I ask you some advice? Can I get your take on a few things? And it just, became a lot easier, I'll say, to reach out to other grads and to kind of take that leap.
Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, the challenge most people have is that they think they have to impress somebody with the email or the LinkedIn message they write. And, it just shows neediness, right? I mean, what do you think? What do you think someone sees in the networking standpoint if you're trying to impress them with a long-winded email about yourself? What do you think that shows?
Absolutely. Well, that's what I was doing. So that was one of the big lessons learned throughout my coaching experience with you is not to be needy, right? I want to find a good opportunity, a better opportunity, but don't necessarily need to, right? And I think it's more important to connect, and that genuine interest and commonality theme is more important than trying to impress somebody. And most grads, when you reach out to them, they want to help you succeed. And so that should help you think about not being needy, but more so be willing to ask for advice.
Absolutely. And another thing is that when you're networking for that next opportunity, it helps to talk to a lot of people, right? So tell me about the experience, because I know that you had a lot of meetings. And what was it? What's the experience like when you have a lot of those meetings? How did that help you?
Absolutely. So I would say volume is key. I wanted to reach out and kind of touch a lot of grads and really have some good conversations to hone in and also have some really focused conversations. It was very helpful to reach out to multiple people, different industries even, to just get a good take of, what the market looks like, what opportunities are like out there, but more importantly, who they might be able to connect you to in their network, and then how you can pay it forward to them as well.
So Mike, I really, really enjoyed the positive attitude you had about all this. A lot of people see job searches like, oh, it's such a drudgery. It's a hard thing to do. But you probably had one of the most positive attitudes that I've ever seen. Maybe you can share sort of your secret on why you were so positive and how it infused your networking.
So when networking, it definitely is easy to get frustrated, I would say, especially if you're maybe getting delayed responses, which I experienced some of that too along the way. But when you start really realizing that it's not about timing really, right? It's almost more about genuine conversations and how you can help other people. That's where I think it started getting more excited for me. And I just had this mentality that, something good is going to happen. I have to keep plugging away at it, keep driving. But I had fun along the way, and I found myself having more fun making connections, right? I mean, a few folks even called me the connector, and I loved it. And next thing you know, it just, a good thing happened to me in the end.
Yeah, I definitely see that. And the thing is, a lot of people talk about it. Gary Vee talks about it. If you're not in love with the process, you're not going to have that good outcome, because you're going to be in the process most of the time. Right now, you're in your new job, right? And there's a process that might lead to some outcome, but you need to really embrace both the process and the goal, right?
Absolutely. The process is simple: commonality, genuine interest, and a call to action. And it's like I can pop that right off now because that was ingrained in my head. But that's how I'm going about it, even in my new job, right? Just as we meet new people and continue to network, I'm excited for the new opportunity, hitting the ground running, but also never going to forget really what I learned through CareerNerds.
Yeah, I'm really happy that you're saying that. Funny story was when I started doing CareerNerds, and I really didn't have a lot of clients. I only had, to be honest, one client at the beginning. And it took me 2 months to find my second client. I thought to myself, well, this is fun connecting with people. I like this networking. I'm probably, that was the fuel that drove me. And I know we have a common connection, Maury, that said like the Academy connection is fuel in terms of your job search. Is that right? Is that what you saw as well?
Absolutely. Definitely the fuel to drive forward. And I have to give a shout out to Ty Rose and some other folks that were part of CareerNerds along the way. You need that kind of person or, network to keep you motivated. And we've been saying, 10X and challenging each other to continue that mentality as we drive forward. We're going to continue that. But it is that fuel, right? And I think it's addictive. And, as you talk to other grads and as I talk to people that are considering CareerNerds, I tell them that it's almost more about the network that you meet along the way and that fuels you to be better and to be a better person.
Yeah, I agree. In networking, why does networking help you get that next role? And I think one of the main reasons is that when people do a job search, they feel alone. They feel like, okay, I'm the only one that's doing this, because most people are probably, busy with their jobs. But when you figure out that like there's a whole army of people waiting to help you and want to give you advice and share information, maybe give you context, then it feels like you've got a very large extended team helping you. Is that how you felt?
I did, minus the Army. I saw it more as a fleet mentality, right, to help us out. So, no,
Yeah.
I mean, you're absolutely right, Tom. We've had some fun along the way, but when you have that network that is, has your back and is right there with you along the way, then it's like the sky's the limit, right?
That's true. Hey, can you show me? You have some Navy hats in your. Can you tilt the camera to show
Absolutely,
the
I'll tilt it up for you. This was part of the COVID experience when I had a blank wall back here, and part of my CareerNerds experience was kind of taking my Zoom calls to the next level. So,
let's see the sword. Let's see the sword again.
She's very up there.
Nice. Very nice. That's your wife's hat as well, right?
It is. She's deployed. She'll be back in about 2 weeks, so we're extremely excited to have her back.
Very cool. Very cool. Well, Mike, hey, thanks. It was a pleasure working with you. I'm so happy about where you ended up. And as I always say, always keep networking. Are you going to be doing that?
Absolutely. Rest assured.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Tom.